We are live. Excuse me. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Hack Shack Studios. I'm RT Bear, and I am coming to you live on YouTube. Yes, the miracle of modern science. Look at this. I get to communicate directly with you guys. So Kevin's already in here. Hey, Kevin. What's up? So I am going to do some really fun stuff. I call these show and tell. So I'm going to show and tell you a bunch of cool stuff about black and white. Hey, Archgeek, how are you? I'm going to start putting you guys up because I think this is the fun part of this StreamYard, that I can highlight this and show you guys off. Oh, there's Charles. What's up, Charles? Art. Yes. And we have, is it Tommy or Tommy? I can never tell. I think it's Tommy. So how are you? And hello. Is this Andrew J? Do we have Andrew J in here as well? Howdy, everyone. Yeah, this is becoming like where I'm starting to learn your names and a little bit about your personalities. So this is fun. This is fun stuff. This is as close to a relationship as I have these days. So human interaction other than my family. It's a little lonely here at Hack Shack Studios. We have, oh, geez, you guys are awesome. Look at this. Let's see the art. Yeah. You know what? I got some really cool stuff. So sweet black and white updates. Yes, Sheldon. Yes, we do. And this is going to be fun. But I'm just having a good time just saying hi to all you guys. So Manfred, what's up? Good morning. Yeah, I'm getting in. It's 10:30 California time, so I'm getting in early today. I'm going to take the fam to D-Land today, and we're going to go see all the Halloween decorations at California Adventure. So my daughter has today off. Say my name. Say my name. Aaron. Alfeche. Okay. Wait, I gotta get you. I'm obsessed with Charlie Chaplin and Live in London. I'm pretty one-dimensional. You know what? I'm the same way, man. I have my tastes, and they're pretty narrow. I don't know. Yeah, when I was younger, I was big time into sports. And as I got older, I don't know, man, I completely lost my taste for sports. And I think it's because my dad was a big sports guy. And so when I lived at home with the fam, I just wanted to hang out with my Papa Rooney. So we went to games, and we went to the park and had catch or played catch. And I played Little League. I was, as small as I am, I even played football. I played 2 years, high school football. And I was second string cornerback. And the second year, like the first year, I played a lot. But the next year, like sophomore year, everybody grew. They became monsters, man. They drink protein shakes. Some of those guys take that stuff pretty hardcore. So they were drinking protein shakes, and just their genes just kicked in, and they got growth spurts. And so when we all started hanging out for Hell Week, that's the summer before school launches, to get our chops down. Yeah, those guys were monsters, and I got my ass kicked. So if you have ever wondered if Art knows how to take a beating, I do, because that season of football, no kidding, you guys, I got my ass kicked. I almost had my collarbone broke. I got hit just right in the shoulder with the helmet. I think they call it spearing. And it wasn't very sportsmanlike, but it hurt like hell. And it was a fracture. It wasn't a complete break. So we have Claudio and Andrew House. Ooh, I like this. Keep this talk up, and I'll keep highlighting you guys. What is this? I thought it said Eskimo pie at first. Hey, brother, how are you? Wow, this is a mouthful. Justin Kelly, aka Pokemac. Pokemac. I'm glad you didn't get your fingers stepped on. Oh, yeah, fingers got stepped on. Things happened. Yeah, you can't predict it. But yeah, I liked to play. The best part was my dad worked what is it called? Swing shift, like the night shift. So he couldn't go to the games, and so he would go to some of the practices. I think he only went a couple times, just 2 or 3 times, but it was enough, man. It meant a lot to me. And he'd watch me in practice get my ass kicked. The best thing about my sophomore year in high school football is they have locker room sections, and for some reason, I was in the varsity section. So those guys would show up before their practice and they would watch me. And when we were suiting up to go practice, they would just go get him, Art, and they would slap me on the back and they'd go, you don't have a lot of mass and you don't have a lot of strength, but man, you have a lot of guts and courage. So they would encourage me to go out and get my head smashed in every time. So by the end of that sophomore year, I realized that as much as I like to play football, it wasn't my game anymore. So I played street ball and played, at the park with my friends. But other than that, yes, look at this. Chrono Mechanics, 778 and 66 backers. Good start. Hopefully you have a great Friday. Yeah, you know what? Last night it went nuts. Within, I think, an hour or so, we got 12 or 15 backers, and this morning has been on fire. So I do appreciate everybody. Please help get the word out in your social media. If you have friends that like this kind of content, please turn them on to it. This is all grassroots, and the more the merrier. And that's the only way these things work out. So yeah, thank you for that post. That was awesome. And so we have Shinto Ketchup. Hey, what's up? What's up? Hey, oh yeah, Art's on the Jumbotron. Yeah. I'm going to propose to my wife because man, does anybody think that's cool? I don't think that's cool, man. When they propose their wife on the Jumbotron or their girlfriends, it would be hard to propose to your wife if they're not your wife yet. Some people remarry their wives or whatever. That's weird. Hart was Doug Flutie back in the day. Is he a smaller guy? Probably, but he's probably got way more skill than I did. So, all right, I'm going back at it now. Okay. So, yeah, so this wasn't going to be a real long stream. This is kind of, that people have their slideshows in the day and they show you their vacation and all that. But I thought this would be good because with the new Chrono campaign just starting, there's been a lot of concern and a lot of private messages with you guys that have backed Black and White, which I really do appreciate. And I love the input, and you guys are keeping me honest. So this has been, the reason I'm doing this is you've inspired this. And I feel like I need to brag. I need to let you guys know all the cool stuff that's happening and everything that is done and has been completed. So really at this point, we are just waiting on the book. It's been at the printers for a month. They told us we would have it mid to late November. So they have jacked up a couple points in this development of this book, and it's all on them, you guys. I'm not even kidding. I could go over, I think the other day I went over some of the missteps that they've taken. So we are waiting for verification if indeed we're still on schedule for that date. So we should know today. But at this point, I'm still saying November because if they don't follow through, there's going to be hell to pay. And also, there's a way that I can pay them more money to get this thing to you guys faster. And my wife and I are considering paying their blood money, because they've mentioned it, that they can fast track this through. Because at this point, I really do want to get this book to you guys and move forward with Chrono Mechanics, because there is some fear that I'm not going to be good for black and white, and that people don't really want to get involved with another campaign until they know for sure. And I can totally understand that. But, you know, I just got my Cyber Frog, and there's still a few books that I backed that I haven't gotten yet. So the way I look at it personally is that I'm investing in these projects. So it's kind of like investment money that I'm giving the creator to do the book. And sometimes the creative process does not go the way you want it as far as time. Sometimes these things take way more than, hey, we have Gary. Gary, yeah. Gary aced me on Drawn and Quartered the other night. He one-upped me and my Joker. Oh, we have P Money. Yay. Hey, everyone. Woohoo, update on my awesome black and white comic coming. Yes. I'm teasing it right now. And we have Argo, El Argo. Yes. So EVS can sell books. Yeah, I was on his show last night, so he was kind enough to have me on and help out. So that was a lot of fun too. I haven't done that show in a while, and Narwhal was there. So any chance to hang out with Narwhal is a blast. Somebody said that Narwhal looks like my younger brother or something. I thought that was weird. I don't think we look anything alike. We both wear glasses though, so that's true. And we're both working on Chrono Mechanics. This week. Yeah, this is a little bit about the swing shift. I'm on nights this week. Yeah, it's kind of hard on the family stuff because your schedules are mixed up. And when my daughter was born, I used to work mostly at night on my comic books. But when she was born, I switched over to try to, when she was in school and things, to get stuff done in the daytime, so I could be home around dinner and then hang out from dinner to the end of the evening, so we could eat together and I could put her to bed and read stories to her and all that stuff. I miss those days. They were good times. What is this? Payday is next Friday, so I'm backing it. By the way, I have 5K followers on my Charles London Facebook page, and I've shared a link to your campaign. Thank you so much. Yeah, I encourage that. And I guess what I have to do to get this YouTube thing, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the algorithms. And sub if you haven't, and encourage your friends and neighbors if they like comic book content and they like to hear ramblings of an old 35-year comic book veteran. I just realized I think we're on the 36th year. So hold on. I know that's rude, but yeah, I've been doing this longer than a lot of people have been alive. So it's been a blast. And I'm very proud of my career because for the most part, I've been at the top of the game. I've never really dipped down below like top 10. All right. So we have, I don't know. I'll look into seeing how much it is, how much money it will be to get this on the fast track. It's really only a few weeks away, you guys. I don't know if you're like me, but time flies so darn quickly. Before you know it, those books are going to be in fulfillment. So let's see what P Money has to say. Oh man, now whenever I see, yeah. I don't know. Maybe in 35 years, Narwhal and I will be exact twins. So you never know. You never know. Didn't know about you until recently. Yeah. So my wife and I are talking about maybe doing a a quick black and white campaign for the original book. Once we get the printing in, and seeing if we can get it into people's hands like yourself before we launch Volume 2. So we're still in conversation, because the one thing about Volume 2 that I'm starting to rethink, because I was going to jump right into Volume 2 after Chrono Mechanics was in fulfillment, but I'm thinking I might need to get more of the book done before I do that, just so I don't get myself into, this kind of situation that Black and White is in right now. Because Chrono Mechanics has quite a bit of work done. If it's a 48-page book, which it's launched at this point, the book is over halfway done. If we go to 60 pages, which is my dream to do, we're a third of the way done. And I just emailed Narwhal and Render Contender and gave them a deadline. And I'm going to wait to see what they have to say. But I want to get this book done before the end of the year, Chrono Mechanics. It is doable to do this. It's going to take a lot of dedication, but it is doable. And so that will be 4 months before the deadline I think 4 months, maybe, 4 months before the date we gave in the Chrono, on the Chrono site. So then allowing for 2 months for printing. I can't believe it takes that long to get stuff back from China, but two months to get the book back. That will be 2 months ahead of schedule. So that's my goal at this point. So are we caught up? Oh, thank you. It was amazing. I hope it's Tommy. Thank you, Tommy. It was amazing to see you on EVS stream. Now following Chrono Backer 63. Thank you so much. And posting a link around with my tiny reach. You know what? That's how it all starts, man. It starts with a whisper, and then before you know it, we're all screaming from the top of the mountain. So let's grab an oar. I think it was Malin said, and let's start rowing. So that's the goal here. This is all groundswell, and we couldn't do this without you guys. I think this is some advice. You guys have good advice. EVS was talking about maybe selling the extra copies after fulfillment and handling damaged copies. You could do the same with extra black and white copies. Yeah, and then maybe putting a new cover on it. So one thing John did is he reissued, well, not reissued, but he gave a limited access to the original print run of Graveyard Shift 1 at a premium price. And then he put a new cover on it and then sold it at the normal price. So these are things that we're thinking about doing, because I don't think it's fair to reissue the book at the same price when the people that initially were part of the campaign, to make the two campaigns separate, so it feels like you're getting something unique when you get in early. And also you get all the stretch goals and things like that, which I am going to go over. Man, I can't believe I can talk this long before even getting to the point. Thank you so much, man. I back Chrono. I want you to succeed. Now you need to get out and shill. Yes. Shill. I am going on Antonio Bryce's show, his YouTube show, tomorrow. So he was kind enough to invite me in. So I think it's, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I think it's 4 o'clock his time. So so look at that. He does pretty good interviews, so I'm looking forward to it. That boy does his homework. So let's go into this. So I think I'm going to start, and this is like a show and tell, but it's also to let you know how much of this is actually done. That's the amazing part, is just trying to be fully transparent. And that's one thing we can do with YouTube that most people cannot. So blast this out, let people know. So these are proofs and dummies of the actual book from the printer. So I am going to do my best job to show these off. The problem is I only have one camera, so I have the other camera. I moved this one and put it over here above my drawing board to show me drawing. And that's a better way to show off stuff like this, but I'm going to do my best to show it off with the camera on me, because you're sharing space with my face. So these are, I forget what these ones are for. I think these are to see how the book paginates. Yeah. So here's the cover. And so you get to see, this is the variant Greg Capullo cover. So you get to see this, and then you get to see how it paginates with the back cover. So we have that one, and then this is the main cover. And so it's the same. It connects with the back. So I'm not going to get into much detail on these, but I'm just going to show you how the pagination. So it's kind of a mock-up with the pagination. So it shows how the pages will connect to the next page. So this is straight from the printer. So here's the first page with the tagline on it. It looks really, really good, you guys. I got a little sleep in my eyes. So yeah, so there's more. They've done this with the complete book. So if you open it up, you can see the pages that butt together. So it's pretty cool. It helps me know how these pages look and hook together. So we have that. I could keep going. You know what? I'm going to show you this one, and then I'll move on. So you can see the book is done. When I say it's at the printer, I could not have these if the printer didn't sell them to me. It would be a pretty elaborate scheme if I just put the stuff together myself. So this is the actual cover mock-up with the cardboard stock paper. And so it's got the inside printed as well, and then the front and back. So this is the special thanks. So I dedicated the back cover to you guys that paid the little extra to get your name in the book. I much appreciate it. So here's the front, and this one has, they just kind of folded it in a normal way, so you can't really see how the spine works, but this will be a square bound spine. And actually, now that I mention it, do I have that here? No, I don't, but I have this so you can see. So it'll look like this. It won't be as thick as this, but it'll be square like this. I had it here. So yeah, I showed you that. Here's the variant, and it's the same way. It's got the spine printed here, and then it's got the interior as well, and it's really substantial paper. So here is what the actual book will look like printed. So this is the dummy of the actual shiny stock paper and everything. The other was that I showed you, that was on newsprint, and that's just for pagination. This is to show you, or to show me, what the actual printed material will look like on the paper and everything. So here we are, credit page, the first page. This looks absolutely gorgeous, you guys. The coloring is amazing. Look at that crack. Guy's getting punched right in the head. So yeah, here's that same page I showed you. And I don't know if you can see on the camera, but you personally, you can see the quality difference. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, from like a newsprint to the high quality gloss stock paper. So it's pretty amazing. Whitney's getting into trouble there. So yeah, so this just continues. This isn't pagination, so these are just kind of stapled together. But they're all in order, but it doesn't really open up quite like the newsprint stuff that I was showing you. So we have that. Let me find a cool page. Ooh, spoiler alerts. Yeah, so this looks pretty amazing. So yeah, this is proof. The proof is in the proofs. So that the book is done, and it's at the printers. I mean, it's done to this point. So like I said, we had some paper issues and some spine issues. So we since have remedied those. So as far as I know, this should go into full, print mode. Look at Whitney. Yeah, she's a little nutty in this story. So, oh yeah, thank you, Kevin. Yes, yeah, the camera's probably not doing it justice, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm so darn proud of this book. And after I catch up in the chat, I am going to show you all the stretch goals and other printed goodies that we have done. When I say everything is done except for the book, and I will prove it. I will show you guys. Wow, you guys have been busy. Thank you. Yeah, we will get this. Somehow I'll figure it out. I'll get this stuff, updates out to you, and I'll get the books to you, the new black and white stuff, and make it available. I just have to figure out how to do that. Is it me, or is it having the blues? Oh, is there a blue? People told me that there's like a blue tint to this, and I don't know why. It's kind of low light. I know that some YouTubers have those lights in front of them, and they have that reflective light. The light hits this this white background, and then it bounces the light back at them. So maybe I should look into that. But I kind of like the dramatic lighting. I like the shadows, especially at night. I get the dramatic lighting effect. So that light that's on the wall back here, it goes into deep shadow, so it looks really mysterious. I think I look awesome. Color balance, yeah, I'll look into that, but I don't know. This is kind of noirish. This is kind of Minority Report. The desaturated blues. Really like the panels. Thank you, man. It took a little longer to do, but I think the proof's in the pudding. The book is going to be amazing. So are the black and white signatures on the cover or on the inside? They're going to be on the cover. So I thought about it. And if I would have saw EVS's book sooner, I would have put that Bristol board in there too to do the drawing. But what I'm going to do with the drawing tier as well is I'm going to do it on a separate sheet, because I did not give a designated place, and sometimes remarks over the cover don't look so cool. So I'm going to do a complete separate drawing, and I'm just going to insert it into the book for the sketch tier. So that's what I'm going to do there. So backer 69. Ooh, 69. Sexy. I don't know. Shinto Ketchup. Fun Friday. What's up, T-Bear? Yes, it is up. Way up. So thank you, Raging. Oh, we got Mikey. Mikey's everywhere. Who is this Artie Bear guy? He seems cool. LOL. I am cool. So have you finished the black and white commissions? I have layouts. Oh my gosh, did you order one? Let me know which commission you did, because I think I have the white commission, which I do have a doodle for. And then there's one for, what is her name? Anderson from Judge Dredd, the Chicky Chick judge. So let me know, and I'll give you complete detail. If it's the white commission, I do have the sketch for it. So one thing I'm doing is I'm kind of bouncing around on a lot of things at one time. I think I have ADD, and I like to do a lot of different things, which takes a little bit more. Judge Anderson, yeah, is that yours? Yeah. Okay, so I do not have a doodle for that, but I am looking forward to that. Oh, that's right. You're from the motherland, right? From Britain, from the Britain. Can't wait for my copy RD. All right, let's get into the cool, the other printed material, and then I'll get into the stretch goals, and then I'll get into some of the other stuff I have here. So I have details on everything. This is going to be like very detail oriented. So this right here is the 90s Ashcan. So this was printed in 1994, and I believe that Dynamic Forces, which is now Dynamite, put this out, and it was for the Great Eastern Comic Con. So this was early promotion for the book itself, and I'm putting my hand over part of it. So you can see that. It's the book. It's the miniseries that will give justice a whole new meaning. So we had that with the old black and white logo. So this is the 16-page Ashcan. So we just got these back. Let me, I'm going to touch this copy. I've showed this off before, but I'm going to show it again because it looks so cool. So we upgraded it. It was originally going to be a black and white cover, black and white and black and white. So just since, you know, it's taken a little bit more time than I wanted it to, and to reward you guys for your patience, we upgraded the Ashcans. So the front and back cover are in full color. And so here's a little teaser of the inside. So this is this also came out in '94. So this is the Extreme Studios, Image Extreme Studios backup stories. So Rob Liefeld was nice enough to let me do 2 pages in each one of the Extreme books for that month. So it's 16 pages. So I guess it ran over 8 issues. Is that right? 2 times 8 is 16. So yeah, so this is a reprinting of that original story. So this is very cool. I'll put it back into the plastic. So they're all going to ship in the plastic to keep them protected from damage. We've had some water damage with the Oodles book, and so I'm hoping that the plastic will help some of the minor moisture. One of the art books, the Oodles book, it looked like somebody, the post office dropped it in like a lake. It was drenched. It wasn't just rainwater or dropped in a puddle. It was crazy. So we have sketch therapy. Upgrades and updates are always welcome, especially when they come together. Yeah, this is going to be everything, you guys. I'm showing everything. This is full disclosure. All right. So this is more of the printed material. So these are stretch goals. So we're getting into stretch goals. So even the stretch goals come with cool protective sleeves. So we have, I thought this was really cool since it's black and white, and we didn't want to compromise making the image really tiny. We have like an abbreviated tagline, justice can only be ... You see black, and then you flip it and it says black and white. So I think it's pretty cool. Boom, boom, boom. One of a kind collector's item. So if you lose your place in the book, you can put this down. So we have that. And so this is the mini print. This thing came out so cool. So this is the mini print with the tagline, and Taylor did the layout for this, Taylor Grasso. And so she did a killer job on this. So that is going to be shipped in your order. So everybody gets those things. The mini print and the bookmark and what I'm about to show you here too. So this is on heavier stock. This is the calendar. So you've noticed it says 2020, so you won't miss a day in this coming year. And black and white will always remind you of how cool comics can be. And how darn fun. Okay, so that's just part of it, you guys. That's just part of the stretch goals. Where did I put, I had an order to everything, and then I started messing it up. Okay, so it looks tiny, but trust me, these things are killer. Are killer. So this is the fun aspect to these Indiegogos, is all the cool stretch goals, and this is how it will come packaged. So Pamela, my wife, painstakingly put all these. I think my daughter helped out a little bit as well. So check these things out. Okay, so even the buttons will come in their own plastic, and my wife was like, we got to put them in plastic. We have to do it because they got a pin on the back. So she didn't want it to scuff the books or anything. So she went the extra step. We spent the extra money to keep the buttons separate so they don't mess up anything. So here's the sticker. So you can put it on the back of your laptop like you're in high school again. And or just, I don't know, your hat. I guess right there. These things are so darn cool. So we have the black and white gun sight yin yang. I thought this kind of came to me late in the game. So it also Taylor and I thought it was so cool when I came up with it that she just incorporated it into the actual logo, the black and white logo. It didn't have this originally, the gun sight with the yin yang, but I think this is a really cool design, and it really encompasses the concept. So it's like spy, kind of James Bond with the gun sight, and then the yin yang are the black and white characters. And trust me when I say the yin yang, those two are like oil and water. They are the polar opposites. And so, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm going to hold this up really close to the camera once I establish it. This is, for you guys that don't know, Reed Blackett, aka Black, is ex MI10. And so, is it MI7? Or is that, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. MI7, MI6. MI6 is James Bond. So they have different divisions with different numbers. And so MI10 was an actual British Secret Service division in the Second World War, I believe. And they were a developmental, so like prototypes and different type of bombs and weapons. So they were kind of a developmental division of MI6 or the British Secret Service. So, but that was past tense. So black and white is a future tense story. It's not our timeline. It's in not too far in the future, but in a future that has robotics as kind of the norm. So there's robots that kind of interact with the general population and stuff. So in this reality, MI10 has been reinstated, and they're now the anti-robotics division. So MI6 has brought back, or the British Secret Service has brought back MI10, and so it's an anti-robotics task force. So this is kind of their emblem, and I came up with the initial sketch, and Taylor did the graphics, and then we had it all brought together in the form of a patch. So this thing is badass. I don't care. I'll say it. It's badass. This thing is so cool. I'm so proud of this. And sometimes you look back and go, man, I can't believe I designed such a cool thing. But yeah, so you can put it on your shoulder, whatever. And it's kind of a prop, like a comic book prop that you can wear. And I'm trying to incorporate this more into the comic book. So we use that as far as a graphic in the story. So I think I'm going to try to hold it up closer. And the camera's working pretty good. So it's got a robot in the center. It's kind of a cool kind of generic robot. And it says MI10 across the top, anti-robotics task force. And then it's got the queen, the little crown right there. So that's pretty darn cool. So we have Pope Fire. Oh no, what is she? She's always talking smack about Starfire. Okay, but like seriously, Art, are we getting black and white soon? It was kind of tasteless to launch a new campaign. Oh, thank you. Maybe I should have read this before. Tasteless, really? The book is done, man. And so the reason I'm doing this right now is to let you guys know it's done. This is out of my hands. I'm trying to put as much pressure on the printer as I can. So do I need to finish this while black and white isn't fulfilled? And I love you and respect you. Just speaking out how it feels. Yeah. I mean, I do understand, and that's the main reason I'm doing this show. I want to show you guys full transparency. I want to show you that everything on our part is done. Everything. It's at the printers. We're weeks away from going into fulfillment. So I didn't know it was going to be as big of a deal as well, it's not really that big of a deal. Only a handful of people have really said something, but sometimes if sometimes it bugs you, I guess, deeper. So it seems like it's more than it really is. So I don't take this stuff lightly, you guys. I have been in the industry for 35 years, and you don't have a career like I have by missing deadlines. So I'm getting real with you for a minute. And yeah, it was never my intention to not have this book come out on time. I did take some indulgences, and it originally started as a remastering, and it turned into the book that I really, really wanted to create for 25 years. So yeah, I was indulgent. Yeah, I did take more time on it, but it would not be the book it is right now if I did not do that. And the next volume, volume 2, would not be the killer story that it's going to be if I did not take that time. And also, I'm not making excuses, but I've never really done anything on this level before. So there's many, many hats, and there's many things that you guys do not see that goes on a regular basis here. And for every one thing that you guys see that goes right, there's 3 things that I've done that went wrong. So it's trial and error, trial and error, trial and error until you get it right. Even stupid stuff like trying to figure out how YouTube works. So, oh, okay. Yeah, I hope everything works out. I just got a note from my wife. Her and the kid are taking off. So yeah, so sorry to get real there for a minute. I want to keep it light, and I always want to accent the positive. So I'm going to keep moving here. So, oh yeah. Oh, you know what? This will be a good segue. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah. So if you got, this was the next thing in the lineup. So if you ordered an Oodles book, just the book, these have all shipped out. So we did make good. So we have fulfilled the stuff we could. So all the orders of black and white did go out. However, not black and white, the Oodles book, I'm sorry. If you ordered, we had a combo tier. So if you ordered the art book and the black and white comic. Let me see. I can do something. This might look cool. And the black and white comic. Then these are going to ship together. So I did that to save in shipping costs. So these are going to ship together, but we can't ship this until we have this. So anybody that ordered the art book and the black and white book, those will go out as soon as we get the black and white books from the printers as well. So I just wanted to cover everything with you guys today. So yes, if you ordered this and this, they will go out once we get this in from the printers. So thank you, Kevin, for bringing that up. We have Edwin. I hope these are going to go good because I'm not pre-reading these. I'm just clicking on them. Love that cover. Thank you so much. And then we have the great Edwin Boyette here. So Oodles came very quickly. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, we don't take this stuff lightly, you guys. My wife is more like I keep my word no matter what. She also this morning was talking about possibly sending out the Oodles books without the black and white books just to get them to you sooner. And like I said earlier, we did email the printer and see if there's any way we can get this book printed and to us sooner so we can get it into your hands quicker, even to the point of paying more money. So at this point, I mean, I really do want to keep my word and get this book out to you guys ASAP. And yes, so I think I covered that. Got 3 perfect condition. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Kevin. I should have you co-host this show with me. These are the Gemini mailers. So Kevin's talking about the Oodles book, which is in a different box because these are smaller. The Gemini mailers are smaller. And the Oodles book is oversized. It's like a magazine size, a coffee table size book. It's bigger than a comic book. So these are the Gemini mailers, you guys. So I'm going to show you how these work. It's like a box within a box. So just to show you also how much work we've already done. Pamela, my wife, has all of your info printed out. So as soon as we get the books, we're going to stick them in the box. And then we have the stickers for your email, not your email, but your mailing address and everything on them. We can just stick them on the box and get them to the post office. So everything, when I say everything, every conceivable detail of this campaign is done. We're just waiting for the books. So as far as Hack Shack Studios, myself, my wife, getting everything done and to you guys, there's nothing else we can do. And just keep putting pressure on the printer. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just rip these here. So what my wife did is she put together a mock like copy, I guess, or a mock package together to take to the printers so we can get actual printing prices for you guys and find out. So she did this mainly for the new Chrono campaign because we have a 6-book tier, which is the ultimate tier. And I'm going to go over the Chrono campaign with you guys too. Thank you for your patience. Hey, we have Chung Lee in here. Hey, Chung, how are you? So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And so I think there's 6 books in here. So this is all put together here so we could get an idea and get it weighed and all that from the printer. So we kind of put a mock, amount in there, which we think will be about the size of the Chrono books, the 6 books. So you can see how a made up Gemini box works. So it's a box within a box. So you set the book in here, you fold the flap over so you have the protection on the sides and this as double protection, and then you have like a double protect. You saw it here. You have this backing here. I'm not doing good at showing the camera, but you have this backing here. So you kind of have like a box within a box. So you have this box here. Move it over. And then you have this box that folds over here. So it gives you quite a bit of protection. And so, excuse me, you have this little extra. This is brilliant, this design, because you know how things always get banged? So it's going to take, this is going to take the brunt here, but it's not going to, it's going to save it from getting hit in the inside of this. So these are very, very cool. They're very expensive. So we have this, so we're sparing no expense at getting you the best quality that we can. So let me see. I think that covers everything. So as far as transparency with Chrono, let me see. Yeah. You know what? It doesn't make much sense to do it any other way, as far as I'm concerned. And I believe John Malin used the Geminis and didn't have any problem with them. So I think it's better to spend the money up front on good packaging versus having to get orders or people that say it was damaged, this, that, and the other thing. Those things will still happen regardless of what you do, but you can minimize your risks with good packaging. And so that was the plan here, because yeah, nobody likes that, to get excited about getting the book and then having it show up, busted up or whatever. And once again, we can only do what we can do. Some of that stuff is out of our control. Mikey is starting a little bit of a controversy here. Yeah, that Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb book is awesome. Yeah, and Kyung Lee has turned into a major friend of mine and a major supporter of this studio. So from time to time, I ask for his expertise because I am a boomer and he is a young Turk. And so he understands this. Yeah. Yeah. No. No. It will not be Scotch tape. My wife just did that for just to get a price on the shipping. I know you weren't serious here, but that did crack me up. So $2 for what is that? Keep up the good work. Oh yeah. Well, thank you so much, man. Sidith Meg, I cannot even begin to say that name, so I apologize, my friend. But thank you so much. I appreciate it, and yeah, I will continue as long as you guys support. Oh my gosh, the Chrono and all this stuff has been a little disappointing, to be honest. And I've been thinking seriously about possibly going back to DC Comics, just because I need to keep a roof over my family's head, and if these books aren't, supported in a way that makes financial sense, then you got to do what you got to do. So personally, I don't want that to happen, and I'm not saying this as hyperbole, and I'm not saying that to guilt trip you guys or to make you feel bad, because that's not my intention. It's just a reality. And I just want to let you guys know that my heart is here with Comicsgate and with doing these create your own books for you guys. But if it doesn't make financial success, then you got to do what you got to do. And I do not want to leave this this cool place. So can't wait for oh, cool. So can't wait for Black and White, and we'll back Chrono. Keep up the good work, Art. Yes, thank you so much, Gonzo. The great, possibly the best character in the Muppet Show is Gonzo. So the comment was 20 minutes ago. I'm not sure what this is relating to. We got, is that Toddler House? I cannot say that name either. I apologize. I backed your art book, Oodles of Doodles, on Kickstarter, by the way. Yeah, so that's another thing, you guys. I've already run 2 successful Kickstarters before Black and White on Indiegogo. So as far as my track record, I have 3 successful campaigns that I have done in the past. And also, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here on YouTube all the time, so you can see I'm good for it. So I hope I am doing a good job of trying to reinstate my integrity here. Because if you don't have your integrity, you have nothing. And so that means a lot to me. What store? Oh, okay. This is literally just a stopgap because of Wade versus Meyer case. Oh, okay. 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 So I just wanted to update you guys on where Chrono Mechanics is as far as getting this book done. So I've been talking about that it's halfway done if it's a 48-page book. But I did some page counts here last night, and it's over that. So there's 23 up to 27. 28 is pretty much done. 29 is almost, or 29 is done. 30 has some work. 31 is done. 32 is done. Yeah, there's quite a bit of this book. So as far as line art, we're probably only 12 pages away from completing this book as far as the line art, as far as myself and render is concerned. And then the rest is going to be up to Narwhal. So Narwhal really has the heavy lifting on this book, because I did do a lot of work on this book before I launched it. Believe it or not, there was a lot of time and effort put into this book before launching. And this is not going to take a detour. This is the book that you guys are going to get. And it's all here. So Jeff Eckelberry, who's the letterer on the book, he can move pretty fast. So once we get all these pages, or a good chunk of these pages back from Narwhal, which I believe, let me count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have 15 pages back from Narwhal, full color. I sent, I believe, 5 more pages to him the other day, and I have 2 new pages that I'm going to send him probably tomorrow. My Friday is already booked up. So full transparency, you guys. So let me see. I'm going to catch up with the chat, and then I'm going to show you the Chrono campaign. I'm gonna shill is what you young punks say. So we have Comics Legend in here. Yeah. Let me see. This is lengthy, so the longer ones usually hurt me. So I have been noticing trends of creators launching campaigns without fulfilling their first campaign. I'm hoping in the future that they launch a new one right after one is fulfilled or being fulfilled. I'll tell you right now, I did not think it was going to take 2 months for this printing. So I got kind of squeezed with Chrono, because there's a window at the end of the year to get a campaign out. One thing they say, December is a hard month, is a real hard month because of Christmas. Unless you can get a book campaign earlier and you can ship for Christmas, then it works. But the month of December is really, really bad. And then the month of January is dead pretty much. So then the next window of opportunity I would have would be February to launch Chrono. So we have to eat. We have to survive. So I made the decision to launch Chrono in October in hopes that early November, like late October, early November, I would have black and white back. So there would only be weeks that there would be this situation. As is now, it's like a month, 6 weeks between the time that Chrono launched and black and white will be fulfilled. So I do understand your concerns. I cannot address other people's concerns, but like I said earlier, when I back these books, I'm looking at it as I'm an investor, and I understand the creative process a little bit more than maybe you guys do. So I do understand that things ideally can take longer, and that the creative process is hard to put a timeline on, because when you're doing a lot of things that you've never done before, it's hard to have that kind of perspective. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm giving excuses, because I'm not. I mean, the buck stops here. I'm completely to blame here. However, you have my pledge that Chrono Mechanics is not going to get into this situation unless, a major catastrophe happens, like a zombie apocalypse or a meteor, hits the earth and throws it off of its axis, which let's hope that doesn't happen. Or as the Green Party likes to say, like, we're years away from frickin' eco collapse. What the hell are they talking about? Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope they're not right. There's always been the doomsayers throughout time. So thank you so much, Gonzo the Great. This is awesome. We're with you, whatever your day job is. I do feel the crowds are probably more interested in more of your comic art versus cartoony art. Okay, so you mean like more the serious, like more realistic artwork than the cartoony stuff. And that's cool. I mean, cartoon comics are always a little harder to sell. But I thought that this community would really embrace it, because Doug's books are all very cartoony. And then even my good friend Von Klaus, his Monster MD is very cartoony in style. And I think, God, what is the other one? I can't think of the name right now, but there's a few, like 4 or 5 different campaigns that are in a more cartoony style that are doing really, really well. So when I first started drawing seriously, I wanted to work for Disney. I wanted to be an animator. So I definitely have like this animation cartoon side to me, and then I have this realistic side. So the early dream was to be a Disney animator. And then as I got older and started studying more, in college and things, I became like a crazy realism guy. So I can paint and draw like Alex Ross, no problem. I'll show you some of that stuff in time. And I worked as an illustrator for 3 years before comic books. So I did kind of like a Drew Struzan type style. And also I did paint. So yeah, I have that more realistic style. So black and white is kind of a hybrid of cartoony and realistic. So there is those two sides, and they're kind of equal as far as my heart is concerned. So, okay. Okay, so let's get into this. So Juan Del Diablo, you got to slow down when you say that. I think many fans are weary about backing projects at the moment. A lot of big names are very late on their books. Personally, I'm not backing any new projects until I get the ones I already did. And you know what? That's totally fine, and I understand it. I really do. So as long as you're still in the game, give me the benefit of the doubt. Let me prove myself. That's all I'm asking for. Chrono is a 60-day campaign. So Black and White will be fulfilled while Chrono Mechanics is still up. Like I said, ideally, I had planned for only like a 2-week overlap between Black and White fulfillment and Chrono Mechanics being live. So that was my initial goal. I did not think that China was going to take 2 months. China last week, they took a complete week off. The whole country shuts down. They don't do anything. So I lost a week right there. So I didn't know that going into it, and they didn't tell me. So I guess you're supposed to look into how China conducts business. So be wary in October that if you're going to use China printing, that the whole country shuts down for a week. It seems pretty nutty. I mean, here in the States, because of Sunday, the Sabbath, people used to kind of close down businesses because of their faith. I kind of miss that. They used to have Sunday drivers, and where things would kind of slow down a pace for Sundays. And I think as a humanity, I'm getting off on a tangent here, but as far as the human condition, I think that's probably a good idea. It would be nice to give everybody, I mean, most people get Saturday and Sunday off, from their jobs. I don't, but most people do. But in the day when I was younger, I mean, it was like a ghost town. The world just slowed down for one day, and there was really nothing to do but hang out with your family and connect with friends, which is pretty cool. And if religion is bad, that's kind of what religion did for us until business decided that they were going to get greedy and try to monetize Sundays. So, man, thank you so much. That's awesome. It's pronounced Sid. Oh, okay. Sid Magi. Okay. Sid Magi. Okay. Oh, Sid the Magi. I see it now. Okay, Sid the Magi. Sorry about that. And thank you so much, man, for your generosity. Much appreciated. Yes. So I'm going to probably wrap this up soon, although I did promise to show the campaign. I'm going to cheat a little bit and go, okay, cool. Ooh, wait a minute. I hope you guys can't see this. Ooh, cool. I can announce this now. So I don't know if you guys are fans of Clownfish TV, but I'm going to go on Clownfish TV next week. I just checked my emails, and I'm going to shill, as you guys say, shill Chrono Mechanics. That sounds horrible, though. I'm gonna try to get people on board with Chrono Mechanics. It's a great book. The concept is amazing, and I'll tell you one thing personally. Not that this is a big selling point, but when I put out Chrono Mechanics originally 10, 15 years ago or whatever, the comics industry was kind of lukewarm. I did get a lot of cool people to help out and support, and one of the main contributors and helpers in the early days of Chrono Mechanics was Humberto Ramos. So he's kind of has a more cartoony style, and he does very, very well. So cartoony style isn't necessarily a bad thing in comics, but he really got behind it. And the industry, like one of the earlier things, chat said that cartoon books can be a little harder sell, but there are people that really, really love those books in the industry, and a lot of other professionals. And so Humberto was an early supporter, and the animation industry. I actually didn't pursue Warner Brothers and Hollywood and an agent. They came to me based on Chrono Mechanics. So that IP has big appeal. The concept is cinematic, and so I guess I'm just trying to talk up the book in a way that is grander, because I do understand that sometimes these cartoon books are a little hard to sell, but there are a lot of people that really do appreciate these books. And I want to tell you this too, that the quick pitch is H.G. Wells meets the Looney Tunes. And when I say Looney Tunes, what I'm trying to say with that is try to set up a tone. So it's H.G. Wells time travel with Looney Tunes sensibilities, but not just that it's crazy and it's cartoony, but also that Looney Tunes, if you watch it as a kid, it can mean one thing, but when you read it or watch it as an adult, there's some pretty adult stuff in there. So Chrono Mechanics, kids can read it and they'll enjoy the hell out of it. So it's not just a kid's book, because that cartoon books kind of have that, like, oh, it's for kids. This book has some edge to it. There's some stuff going on here. It's not overly edgy, but it's not that it's not kid friendly, but in a Looney Tunes way, there's some double meaning to things that adults will get that kids won't. So I thought that was really super fun when you get older and then you look back at Looney Tunes cartoons and you're like, wait a minute, that's what that means. Or Tex Avery stuff. Oh my gosh, man. There's some crazy sexual innuendo in those cartoons. And so these cartoons or Chrono Mechanics has that. So I don't want to give the impression that it's a kid's book or a kiddie book, because it's definitely not. The same way that The Simpsons or Futurama has kind of that kind of feel to it. It has that kind of feel. And when I say Doug is a 70s rocker, he's a down and dirty, drug-taking, womanizing, alcohol, drinking dude. Like he embraces the 70s. So, but the kids will just think it's good, clean fun. But the adults will kind of get some of the stuff. So, so that's that. Let's catch up. Let me see. Dynamo says, you're flexible style-wise. EVS gets weird and his work very uncanny valley when he tries to go more cartoony. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as an artist, we all have to try new things. And I was really surprised that I had that style in me, the Chrono style. You will not find that style anywhere else in comicdom. It is unique to this book. And I can say that with all confidence, and I don't care if it makes me sound arrogant, but that style is unique to this book and will probably never be used in any other series. And I have other Chrono Mechanics stories that I have breakdowns for. So, is this aimed at EVS or me? I found, this style a little jarring at first. Just not used to it from you. Slowly grown to appreciate it, though. Yeah, it can be a little ugly, I guess. It's kind of exaggerated in not necessarily a beautiful aesthetic, but that was kind of the goal. And that's also part of the more adult aspects, that it's not necessarily pretty images. So, cool. We have Love the Oodles book, backer 70 for the Chrono book. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, and so, oh my gosh, those guys are awesome. They put up like 2 to 3 videos a day. I don't know how they're keeping pace. There's 2 of them though, so they're both coming up with content, and I believe they were early YouTubers. So they kind of know the drill there. It's a husband and wife, Geeky Sparkles and Neon. So I think their take on things are pretty right on. And I believe they're comic book people too. I think they've done some comic book work. Okay, there's some chat within the chat. So I'm trying to catch up. I know it's boring when I read these things. All right. Yes. See, that's the fun part about this book. And you know what? To be honest, we need fun right now. We need some nutty, just illogical fun. Don't expect any heavy-handed messages from Chrono Mechanics. It's just fun, cool action adventure stuff. Yeah, well, Mikey might be over-exaggerating, but I do like it when people say things that I've created are smart. It does have some depth to it. It's not superficial, but it definitely is fun. The whole idea is to make you laugh, and I think we need more laughter. I can be serious, but I'm not an overly serious person. I take my job seriously, but weirdly, I don't take life that seriously, because I'm a little like the comedian. It's all kind of a joke. I'm not that cynical though, but I'm not to that extent. No, but I do laugh at some of the absurdity of life, and I try not to take it to heart. So there's a lot of stuff going on here that I don't have time to get into. Yeah, and also you guys, Chrono Mechanics 2, I'm already talking to a different printer. I'll just say it. I'm talking to Print Ninja, and I'll tell you right now, Jen at Print Ninja that we're going through is sharp as a tack, man. Sharp as a tack. And all these crazy obstacles, once I got involved with the printer that I'm not going to name yet, I realized that they were just setting up all these obstacles. And what this company that I'm working with now is doing, I'm totally convinced of this, is they're trying to set up all these different levels where they don't take responsibility. There's these liability issues. So every step of the way, they're making me sign agreements. They're making sure that all their P's and Q's are intact, but they're all just to benefit them as a publishing company or printing company, not me at all. So I have learned my lesson. This is also part of, trying things 1, 2, 3 different times before you find something that works. So there is that. And also to speak to the other guys that haven't fulfilled yet or haven't got their books done, and it's been a little bit of time. We're all connected, through Comicsgate, but we're also uniquely disconnected. So I know there's guilt by association, so I will try my best not to be part of the guilt part anymore. And I think this is a minor infraction, especially based on what I've showed you already, the transparency, and that everything is done. And I even showed you the proofs and stuff like that. So black and white is, to me, it's just a formality to get it into your hands. Like, as far as Hack Shack and myself is concerned, there's nothing else we can do except daily put pressure on the printer. And possibly, like I said, we're looking into some blood money, to send them some blood money so we can get this into your hands quicker, especially with the week that we lost because China shut down for a week. Will you consider adding cover? Wait a minute. So what is this? Will you consider adding the cover art as a tier? Hey, Kevin, if you want the cover, I'll put it up. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I haven't even thought about it. So yeah, I'll talk to my wife about that, and if I have time today, I'll put it up for you, brother. So man, I appreciate that. It's going to be a little higher than the interior pages, though. Kevin, you are dynamite, man. My wife loves you. She loves you, and she loves Albino Thunderbun's name, so she gets a kick out of it. I think she feels like she's being a little naughty by saying Albino Thunderbuns, so it gives her a little thrill. My wife is a really, really sweet gal. She keeps me honest. I can tend to be a little raunchy. So she keeps me honest. Okay, so I think what I have to do is I have to push this button. I have to push this button, and then I push this button, and I hit this button, and then I go up to here, and hopefully you can see the Chrono project. Oh, what did I? Oh, you know what? What the Sam hell? I hate this mouse. So I'm gonna try to get it back. This mouse is like the. It doesn't just click on the top of the mouse. It clicks in the very front of the mouse. So if I bump something like my keyboard, it does whatever the hell it's going to do. And that's what just happened. So I apologize. Let me find the page again because I had to close it all down. Okay. So here we are. Oh, man, I think it's been refreshed, which is cool, though. But I was hoping, because we got a bunch of sales, a bunch of backers on the book while we've been talking. So thank you guys so much. I wanted to do the big reveal, but it looks like my boomerism and this stupid mouse got in the way. All right, let's do this again. Boom, boom, boom. So you should be seeing the Chrono Mechanics Indiegogo page right now. So Chrono Mechanics, they do more before the dawn of time than most people do all day. We're edging on 5K. So, even with the little, situations that are coming up, we're still doing really, really well. So I think this is day 2, or we're easing into day 3 here. And we're coming in on 5K. Not bad by normal crowdfund standards. By Comicsgate standards, maybe not so much. So we have 68 backers. So thank you guys, the 68 backers that have come in and have supported this campaign and did your pre-orders. So for the campaign overview, at this point, it's a 48-page graphic novel. During this campaign, I'm hoping to reach 60 plus pages. So it is written as a 60-page story. And I kind of laid it out for a 60-page, but to pay Narwhal for the extra pages and to pay Render Contender and the letterer, and then for the printing for those extra, 12 pages that I want to add, it's going to cost some extra dough. So we have some stretch goals set up to get us to that destination. So I am so hoping to get this book in the ultimate shape for you guys, so I don't have to skimp or not give you everything that I intended as far as story and artwork. So here again, it says the age-old question, what if Looney Tunes met H.G. Wells? So that kind of sets up the tone. My wife and I are doing the writing, and it's based on some earlier work from me and a writer named Richard Birdsall, who's been on this show before. And he was a writing partner way back when. So some of these things have been set up then. So we have Narwhal on colors. And we have Jeff Eckelberry lettering, and he is the go-to letterer on all the Chrono material because he also, like each one of the characters, it's Oot, Caravaggio, Zin, and Doug. Each one of them has a uniquely different font. So when they speak, their font in the balloon is completely different. And there's a lot of lettering that he and I have worked extensively on how to make uniquely different. So Chrono Mechanics is not just going to look different and be colored amazing But it's also the lettering and the letter design is going to be unique to this book as well. This is going to be a really unique, one-of-a-kind book. And also, the reason we really need to support this book is this cannot exist outside of this arena. Mainstream, they're just not going to appreciate this type of detail and this kind of energy and work that's gone into a book. They're kind of they're very mechanical and very like factory oriented. These books are not done that way. They are labors of love. So being a chrono mechanic is not an easy job. If you've ever had to repair something, then you know that if anything can go wrong, it will, and in the most painful and time-consuming manner possible. Now throw in 4 individuals with massive egos who are racing against the clock to repair time before merging timelines. Make the whole earth go kaflooey, and you begin to see where the humor and slapstick fun come into play. Oh, and yes, kaflooey is a technical term. That was in our animation pitch. We hope you will join this hilarious adventure of Team 9.2 of Sector 7, the best team of knuckle-busting working-class Joes to ever punch a time card, as they wreck their time ship again, lose a 4th member of the team again, and take on disinterested, lazy recruit as they struggle to save the Earth as we know it. Hey, to these guys, it's just all in a day's work. So the idea is here, we combine the mundane with the super fantastic. So to these guys, to Team 9.2 of Sector 7, it's just their pain in the ass job. That's all. They just get in the time ship. It's similar to commuting. They get in their time ship. They go down the time stream. They get stuck in traffic. They have all the pitfalls and things of a normal repair job. So these are story pages. So this is the first page, and this is Render and I, our first kind of collab. So it's kind of a floating bolt with a screw top head out in timeless space. So that's where Chrono Incorporated has their offices at. So this is an all-encompassing office. So in the middle here, we have all the paper pushers and the bigwigs. That's where they're at. All the way around is the repair floor, where the time ships and all the maintenance gets done for the time ships and the time trucks. And so then they go down these little slots and they go into the screw part of the satellite. That looks kind of like a bolt. And then all these ports here go to different timelines. So the ships go down, and I'm thinking that if it was animated, they would kind of rotate. Each one of those port sections would spin, so then they could have different combinations of timelines and stuff. And so the idea being that these ships get launched through these time portals. And so and then through that, they enter the time stream. And so then they commute on the time stream to the timeline where the repair needs to be done. So it's very kind of normal with the super fantastic aspects to it. So if you think about these portals or these ports in on Chrono Inc. On the Chrono Inc. satellite, I get excited about this stuff, so it gets hard to talk. That it's like a boom tube. It's kind of like the New Gods, Jack Kirby stuff. So they're like boom tubes, and then the ship gets transported through there into the time stream, and then through the time stream they commute to the timeline where the job is. And so one of the things Narwhal did with these boom tubes is he kind of had this ghost energy coming off, and it looked cool, but it wasn't quite cosmic energy enough. So one of the things about Chrono Incorporated and the Chrono Mechanics idea is there's this cosmic power, that is ancient, that is at the backdrop and the heart of the entire story. So, because time was built into the very fabric, because time is a big machine and was built in the very fabric of time and space. So early on, when the cosmos were created, the machine was built there to regulate time. And so Chrono Incorporated was designed and built to regulate and maintain that machine. So I think it's a fun concept, you guys. This is killer stuff, man. And so I was talking to Narwhal about this, and then I said, how about if the portals have like some kind of I don't know, Kirby Crackle? And so he's like, cool. And so he didn't just come up with Kirby Crackle. They're like these little bean shapes. They're like these pellets that are coming out. And it looks kind of like Kirby Crackle, but way cooler. And I've never seen anything like this in a comic book before. So I'm so thankful, when artists contribute like this and they don't hold those back for themselves, and they're very generous with their intervention. And so I'm very thankful that he came up with that and that we could use that in this story. So these are the little things that I really appreciate as an artist. So there's another aspect to this story that I haven't really hit upon, and it's that the chrono mechanics are kind of like Shazam, like Billy Batson and Shazam. So this is Caravaggio in this panel in his mechanic form. And so you can see Doug right here on the ground, and he is he's in his average Joe form. There's like this dual identity thing that's happening in the story. So he's not a chrono mechanic yet. Doug is potentially a chrono mechanic and has just been recruited to the work site. There's been a catastrophe, and as you can see, the chrono mechanics have lost one of their members, and he's the guy laying in the background with his tongue hanging out. Sweet Miguel did not make the crash. He did not survive. So as to, like, with a lot of these repair and these building like jobs, like, when they built the Empire State Building and some of these other bridges and things, sometimes they lose men along the way because it's very dangerous work. So this is just kind of a reality that, yeah, these guys are putting their lives on the line to fix time. So it's a fun story, but it also has some deeper things going on as well. So then Caravaggio thinks the reason Doug is put off is because he's in this mechanic form. So they're like superhuman. So they're bigger than a normal human, and they have heightened strength and durability and stamina. So the reason being is that when they suit up in their work coveralls, they're basically preparing for the job. And the job of repairing the big machine is not like any other. An average person could not go out into the cosmos and sustain the kind of abuse that you have to fix the machine. So they need these special suits, and they also need to be a certain set size to be able to work the machinery and to wield these ginormous tools that they have. So that's that. So then you can see that Caravaggio is powering down. So they also can, like Captain Marvel or Shazam, I should say. If Billy Batson says Shazam, then he can go at will between his two selves. He can become Shazam, and then he can go back to Billy Batson. So this is Caravaggio reverting back to his true state. And so as he's powering down, the t-t-t-talk is the sound that the power down and the power up makes. And so I thought it was kind of funny because it sounds like a clock. So then you can see the last panel that he is full on Caravaggio. So he's kind of based on the real life Caravaggio. And I put him in there's a painting called Blue Boy. And so it's kind of funny. My mom always thought that the Blue Boy painting, and there was a Pinky, it's called Pinky. So I think they kind of work together, like Pinky and the Blue Boy painting. So I thought I would kind of model him after that that painting. So he's kind of a dapper Dan, let's just say. And so yeah, so I think it's funny and ironic that Doug doesn't take off when he's in the Chrono Mechanics form. And so Caravaggio thinks if he reveals himself in his true state, because he's got a little bit of an ego, that Doug's going to go, oh, yeah, I see it now. But he takes off because he's scared to death. So think about Alice in Wonderland or Ash from, oh my gosh, Army of Darkness. So he's kind of this person that's thrown in, even Neo in The Matrix kind of thing. So this is not Kansas. So then he runs away. He bumps into this giant wall of a human, just to show you the size once again of these Chrono Mechanics. And so then Oot, this is Oot. He's a prehistoric caveman. He powers down to show his true self, and so he's not happy with Doug bumping into him. He's a little bit of he has a knee-jerk reaction to things. He's a little grumpy. So he's going to pummel Doug here. So then we go into the next page. And so the second panel, he's kind of lifted from his imminent doom. And so then we reveal Zin, who's a child deity. And he has a religion. It's based on the Trinity gem. If you can see that little pyramid shape that's floating over his head, that's the Trinity gem. And it's his mantra is the me, myself, and I. And it's kind of a self-help, self-reliance mantra. So it's like it's self-reliance. It's like, be true to yourself, have confidence in yourself. And so the reason he has that is because he was raised kind of like he's kind of like Tigger from the Pooh stuff, where he's the only one. So he was abandoned on a planet, and he had to become self-reliant as a child. And he's still a child, but when he was even younger than this. And so he didn't have anyone to turn to, so he went within. So that's where the me, myself, and I came into play. So he became like all he needed to be to sustain himself. I know that seems a little heavy, but it's a lot of fun, because what he did on that planet is he started being worshipped and looked up to on that planet. And the reason why is because there may or may not be an inhabitant on that planet. They may be just these little amoeba things that don't really have much of a consciousness. And so then they kind of look up to this guy and they worship him. And so that was the beginning of him being worshipped as a deity throughout the galaxy. But the funny aspects is that he's only worshipped as a lower life form, not as a lower life form, but that the lower life forms actually worship him. So basically dumb people think that he's the crap, he's the shit, he's the ultimate. So yeah, so here we have kind of the team kind of telling Doug, this is what's going on, you're the new recruit. And then at the end of the page, he's saying, no way, I'm a rocker, dude. I don't do manual labor. I'm not fixing anything. Send me back to my timeline because I have some hot groupies and some alcohol to consume. So that's all he really cares about. And so that kind of wraps up the concept a little bit. And so then we have the sketchbook. And so this sketchbook is really cool. You can see that it's laid out kind of wide instead of tall. So the sketchbook will open kind of like a centerfold. So it'll open up to down versus side to side. And I thought that would be unique. And these are things that we can do in these Indiegogos. We can create unique books, things that you'd never be able to sell or market in the mainstream. So I'm trying to create as unique a property and unique viewing experience and reading experiences as I can, because I realize that's what these things should be. These things should be one of a kind. These things should be books and experiences that you can only get with these Indiegogo crowdfund platforms and YouTube. So I can show these things off and talk about these IP ideas in a way that DC and Marvel cannot. So the other thing that's fun about the sketchbook is it's going to be narrated by Eugene, the Chrono elucidator. And so Eugene is basically, he's the Chrono Mechanics data bank. He's the computer system that regulates and keeps track of what all the different mechanics are doing, what the timelines are doing, updates on the machine, the potential breakdown. So he is the brain central for Chrono Incorporated. So that's why he's the elucidator. But one thing, what they did is they Chrono Incorporated, when they created the program, they also gave Eugene sentience, so he can actually talk and interact like a person. And so then they went one step forward and they've created a hologram. So Eugene is basically a walking, talking hologram. So he can interact as a person to people within Chrono Incorporated. You know, the boss, the foreman, Skippy, and the different workers that maintain the time ships and such. So he's a real pivotal character. But his main thing is he just wants to be human. So he tries to interact with everybody, but pretty much in the worst of ways. So he's trying to be human, but he's just kind of failing miserably. So what he's going to do, miserably in a humorous way, I should add. So he's going to guide you through the sketchbook. So Eugene is going to guide you through the history, development, art, characters, design, and bonus facts, and more as it relates to our mechanics and their workday misadventures. So the thing is, he'll kind of talk about the books and the behind the scenes, so it doesn't have to seem sterile, like it's me saying, and this is what I did here, and this is what I did there. It's all going to come from his point of view and from Chrono Incorporated's point of view. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. So he'll pop up with his little pointer stick and he'll elucidate you along the way. So like I said, I think it's unique and fun, and an experience that you can only get here. So then we have the variant cover collection by Superstar Talent. So there, like I said, there's a lot of animators and stuff that that really wanted to be part of this, and I really, really appreciate their input. So this is Sean Cheeks Galloway, and if you don't know Sean Galloway, Google him. He is an amazing, amazing talent, and his big claim to fame is he did the style guides and the animation turnaround for the two Hellboy animated cartoons. And so I believe Mike Mignola brought him in personally because he liked his work. And so I met Sean early on, I think even before he turned professional. So we kind of bonded, and he loved the Chrono style. So we bonded over Chrono Mechanics, and we've been friends ever since. So we support each other's crowdfund. I think he's going to do a new crowdfund soon, which will probably be on Kickstarter. But you never know. There's a lot of people coming over to Indiegogo right now. I believe it's a superior platform. And so I think he also did the animation style guides for the Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man cartoon. I think that's what it was called. So he does video games and all kinds of different stuff. He's a really great guy. So if you guys want, go check out. I think he sells books, and he has a website up. So go support that guy. He's an amazing talent. And so this came out of Chrono Mechanics as well. So Tom Bancroft at San Diego Comic-Con, we got to talking. He liked the Chrono Mechanics concept. And like I said, I'm a big Disney guy, Disney animation guy. So if you don't know who Tom Bancroft is, he is a top player, or was in the renaissance of Disney animation. And so his biggest claim to fame is the character Mushu for Mulan. And he did the character designs, and he was the key animator on that character. And his brother, he has a twin brother named Tony. And so Tony directed that movie. So those two guys are amazing talents, and they're really good friends, and they support me in a way that is is beyond comprehension for me. There's so many cool people out there, you guys, in this community and in comicdom and in animation. It's amazing. And my buddy Sean Ellery did the colors on this piece, and he just knocked it out of the ballpark. And he also did the colors for the this Chrono Mechanics story. And so lo and behold, you know, I kind of reconnected with Aaron Lopresti. This is Zen by Aaron Lopresti. And he said, hey, man, let me do a cover for you. And so I'm not going to say no to the great Aaron Lopresti. So Aaron whipped up this Zen cover, and it's amazing, man. He captured the character. He nailed it. And so, yeah, we had this up as a variant as well. And so I think he's going to launch his Garbage Man comic Indiegogo next week. So if you don't know who Aaron is, look him up. He's a brilliant penciler. He's worked in the mainstream for 25 years and has worked for Marvel and DC. And he and I worked together on numerous Marvel titles and most recently DC titles. We did a run on Detective Comics. So it was amazing to be able to work on Batman, because that's my go-to guy. That's my comic book guy, is the Batman character. So we have Caravaggio. And so once again, just out of the blue, talking to Carlo Barbieri, and he's like, let me do something. Let me do a variant. And so he whipped this up like quick, and he nailed the character, man. I just sent one of the turnarounds from the animation pitch to him, and he came up with this and he nailed it. And that thing in Caravaggio's hand is a mirror, because like the gag that I just showed you early on, he's a little vain. He thinks he's like, you know, the best looking guy in the world. And he's a little deformed. He's a little weird looking. So, yeah, he came up with this, and we got the gear motif in the background. This is just brilliant. So he did this as a breakdown, and I said, man, it's fine. I can do finishes on it. So recently he sent me finished pencils because he couldn't let it go, and he's just a super cool guy. So I have finished pencils of this. I have them blue lined, and I was going to start inking that this week, but things got away from me. So I'll probably be starting late. Maybe Sunday or Monday, I'll be bringing this bad boy together for you guys live on YouTube. I'm going to try to do regular streams for you guys. Oh, excuse me. To show you the progression of the book, because I believe that's one of the funner aspects to this as well. If I could see books being drawn by my favorite comic book talent, I would have lost my mind on the day. And I still do, man. I love watching Jim Lee draw and some of these tutorials by different artists. It's amazing. It's so much fun. There's another friend, Todd Knock, who has a YouTube channel, and he just does amazing commissions and things like that on his YouTube channel. So go there. There's also another buddy from Extreme Studios, Dan Frega, who does brilliant stuff as well. So he gave me a shout out on his channel the other day. He went down memory lane, and it was a lot of fun. So Dan is another YouTuber that's starting his channel. And I'm sorry, I should go back. Aaron Lopresti is starting his YouTube channel. So go over there and sub. And so is Carlo. Carlo's putting videos together as well on YouTube. So there's a lot of people that are seeing this as the future, and this is the future. So let's keep those Chrono backers, orders going, because we need to prove to the world that this is viable and that we're badass. We are pioneering the new frontier right here. So, yeah, let's not let this pettiness and this craziness get us down. Let's keep backing these books and build this. If you guys love comic books, I think this is going to be the wave of the future. And I still get a lot of DMs from people that tell me, like, how did you do it? What are you doing? How does this Indiegogo thing work? How does Comicsgate work? So just to back up, here's the poster package. So this artwork is so amazing. I thought I would just, put a spotlight on it and let you guys just be able to purchase just these brilliant pieces of artwork. Two of them are brilliant, and it sounds it sounds a little ego, but that I did. So I did the Doug poster, tour poster, and I did the Time to Panic one. And so the Doug World Tour poster is colored by my buddy Sean Ellery, who's kind of the go-to guy on the Chrono Mechanics stuff. And then we have the Time to Panic, and these are oversized poster prints, the Doug and the Time to Panic. And so the Caravaggio, Oot, Zin, and Doug are mini prints, and they're done by Carlo, Cheeks, Aaron, and Tom. So I just wanted to give those guys a nod and a way that you could get something that's uninterrupted by text and logos and stuff like that. So then we're into stretch goals, 20K, you get the button. And so, you can show your pride and become a team member with Team 9.2 of Sector 7. So my buddy Dan, who's a graphics designer, put this cog together. So shout out to him. He did an amazing job on this. So that's also the patch that's on the Chrono Mechanics shoulder. And so then we have the Doug Lucky Pick. And as you read the story, you'll realize how important the Lucky Pick is. So that's 23K. So I'm really hoping we can get these things done, because I would love to make up, 1,000 Doug Lucky Picks. That would be a dream come true there. And so at 28, we start getting into book enhancements. So we get to add 6 pages to the book, which is my ultimate goal. I'm really hoping we can get these ones funded, or get to these ones, because this is where we really make this book bombastic and super cool. So the perfect binding, which is we'll upgrade it to a square bound spine, which is how black and white is done. And you guys funded the hell out of that. So that's why we were able to upgrade the book. So once again, thanks for that. And so then we have 33K, which is another 6 pages of the story. So that would be the total of 12 pages added to make it a 60-page story. Then we have 35K. The book will have cover stock, like enhanced cover stock. So it'll be a little thicker than the average graphic novel. And so the biggie alert is 45K. Man, I'm so hoping we can get here, are the foil enhancements. So this is where we get into the collectability, one-of-a-kind book. So this is where, we can really shine here on Indiegogo and these crowdfund books, where we can create one-of-a-kind collectibles. And so that's the idea here with the foil enhancements. And that just to give you an idea of where I'm at right now with the foil enhancements, we'll have the logo will be foil, and then it will have like a small little pinstripe around the perimeter of the book. And then it'll lead down to a cog shape that will be in the lower right-hand corner. And that will be all metallic color. So the foil enhancement will be like a metallic, probably a silver or a gold, or maybe a bronze, depending on how it looks with the colors of the cover itself. And then in that cog, Pamela, the writer on the book, and myself will be signing in that little cog shape right there. And I think it'll be super cool, and it'll look awesome. So instead of, a sloppy willy-nilly signature, it'll have a little zone there that will sign within. So I think it'll look super cool, and I'm so hoping that we can get to that 45K. And then 55K is where I get to give back to you guys. This is where I get to really thank you. We're building a book, so you're going to get an enhanced book, so you get to benefit there. But this is where I just get to give you guys something from the bottom of my heart. So if we can get to 55K, which I'm really confident that we can do, is the golden time card, you guys. This is super cool. So it's obviously inspired by, Willy Wonka and the golden ticket. So this is the golden time card. And we're looking into printing this right now. We're going to try to get some, if we can afford it, we're going to get like a foil enhanced or some kind of, so it looks metallic, and it'll be like an actual time card. And so you'll have to, well, let me explain what it is first, and then I'll explain the details on how it works. Okay, so the golden time card equals a free doodle. So these are 9x12 Bristol board doodles, you guys. These aren't small doodles. So these are full size, like commissions that I do at cons and that I take on my website. So they're either going to be done with a Sharpie marker or a brush, but I'm leaning more towards brush because I kind of like the way it looks. I like the way the brush looks when I can move fast with it. It kind of dry brushes and gives a cool texture. Oh, excuse me. And so what else it'll do is it'll give you each a unique look. So if you use a sharper, they're all going to relatively look the same, but a brush, since it is a unique tool and it reacts differently every time you use it, the drawings will be uniquely different. So I'm still going back and forth, but I'm favoring the brush more at this point. So then the thing is, 1 out of 10, you guys, 1 out of 10 of you backers will be eligible for this drawing. So those are great odds. So if we did 1,000, get 1,000 backers, which Black and White did over 1,000 backers. So I don't see any reason why we can't do that with Chrono. That would be 100 doodles that I would be doing for you guys. And if we go beyond, so be it. I don't care. I want to get something cool into your hands. And I think this would be super cool as a way to thank you to get us to 55K. So the idea being is you get the golden time card will be they'll be in your book. So we'll put them into your book. And so then when you open the book, you go, oh my gosh, I got one of the golden time cards. Hopefully that will be your reaction. Hopefully it'll be even cooler. It'll be like, oh my gosh, look at this. I got a golden time card. Woohoo. Something like that. So then that will be your reaction. And then what you do is you fill out the time card just like you would if you had it as a job. So you'll fill out your name on the top, and then maybe even your backer number. So we'll see how that goes. And then on the bottom of the time card, you'll sign it. So you endorse it. And then what you do is you ship it off. You ship it off to us. So you'll have the address and everything. You can get a hold of us, and we'll get a hold of you as well through the Indiegogo site. And we'll let you know the details as we get closer to it. And you send it back to us, and then I do a drawing and I send the sketch to you. Absolutely no charge, no extra shipping, no nothing. Just as a special thanks to you guys for helping us get to 55K. And I was thinking about this. This is going to be the dilemma for you guys, because this is also a cool collectible, this time card. So there may be some of you that want to keep it instead of getting the doodle. So I would totally understand if that's the case. But if I was backing this, I would definitely be drawn between the time card itself and the doodle. So there's that. And so we have some other stretch goals in mind, but I didn't want to get too cocky. And so the final campaign words are thank yous. And I also thank the crew, the Hack Shack crew that'll be working on the book, which is Render Contender, Narwhal, and the great Jeff Eckelberry. And I'm probably boring you guys with this because it's taking so long, but there's just so much to this campaign. As a parting shot with the campaign, I want to let you know that each one of these tiers, except for the poster tier, I believe, comes with a trading card. So every book has a corresponding trading card. So the book itself comes with a team trading card, and then the sketchbook comes with an elucidator trading card. So each one of these tiers has a different trading card that coincides with the theme of the book tier. So if you get the variant cover tier, you get a trading card that coincides with the cover. So a Caravaggio, Doug, Oot, and Caravaggio trading card that coincides the cover with the covers. So you can also get that in the ultimate tier. So the ultimate tier not only has all the cards that you can get in those tiers combined, but it also has 4 cards that you can only get in the ultimate tier. So the ultimate tier is quite a deal too. So you're basically getting the card set for free along with a mini print. So really, as far as the best deal is the ultimate tier. And so then we have a retailer tier, and then we have an art tier as well, which I may be putting up the cover soon. So look forward to that. So that's that. And I'm going to be putting the artwork together for the trading cards soon. So I'll be putting those in updates so you can see that. And the last thing I'm going to say here is thanks to Von Klaus of MD, Monster MD fame. That book looks amazing. He helped me out with this video, so he did a great job. I love this community. I love everybody that's the artists and the creatives that are working, but also you guys are amazing because we would not even be able to think this way if it wasn't for you guys. Think this way as far as create your own stuff and these labors of love. So I hope I'm not going to embarrass myself, but I am going to hit this refresh button. And if you guys want to get in a last backer, do it now. So then we can see it reflect in the numbers. So we're at 4869. So we are so close. We're a stone's throw away from 5K. So that would be awesome if we could get to 5K. We have 68 backers, 59 days left. So this is still early on, you guys, and we're doing exceptionally good. So thank you. Let's do this. Boom. Aww. Aww. We're the same. But it's all good, man. I think that we'll get to that 5K before day's end. So thank you, guys. I'm going to stop sharing. I hope I didn't lose you guys through this. I'm back. So thanks. Let's catch up in the chat and then wrap this bad boy up. In this weird world title, you guys are probably just talking amongst yourself because I went off on a long tangent. I'm just so excited about this stuff. This is going to be amazing. Normies are the money. What is that? Oh my gosh, you guys have been crazy busy here. So, oh shoot. Yeah, I was talking for a while. So, oh, Matt Costin. Hey, buddy, brother. Let's see what Matt. So, RT Bear Narwhal equal quality comics. Yeah, and also I believe Matt Costin is working with Narwhal on a project that's upcoming. So there's a shout out for you guys, brother. Kirby Crackle. All right, I think. The Bolt space station. I like it, but the top left of the screw thing looks empty without another portal. Yeah, it's a little asymmetrical, but I like it. Oh, also, hello. Kirby Crackle is always the go-to. Love the Crackle. I love anybody that brings vocabulary, brings language to comics. And Jack Kirby did so much as far as bringing a new language to comics, a visual language. I've always tried my best to do that as well. There's a few inking, cross-hatching, and different techniques that I feel like I helped create or that I created. And I do believe that this Chrono mechanic style is one of those contributors. I hope it doesn't become one of those things like in time people look back and go, that Chrono mechanic style was brilliant, and then I'm dead and I can't benefit from it. So that would just be sad. Okay, so I'm catching up. Okay. All right. I'll tell you right now, there are some boobs in Chrono Mechanics. Like I said, it's not necessarily kid fare, and there's some very there's some very big women in the comic, in form of Doug heads or D heads. So one of the things about Doug the Rockstar is they call him the D. So his fan base are called D heads, and most of them are underage girls. We make that joke in the story. Good idea. Make the narration a story tool. Oh, I think maybe he's talking about the sketch, the sketchbook. One of the things is in one of the original Chrono books, the elucidator is kind of a narrator. So he's kind of not so much the narrator anymore, but he is going to narrate the sketchbook, which will be super cool and fun. So, okay. Yeah, I believe that Garbage Man was originally a DC character. And if I remember right, Aaron said that it was in a Batman comic book. Yeah, I can drop their links. Let me see if I can do this without disrupting this for you guys. And I hope you can't see this. Let me find Aaron's. Where are you, Aaron? Where are you? There you. No, that's not you. Oh, there you are. Boom. So let's do this one at a time to make this easy for you guys. And if you're in the chat and you just came in, could you please give me a thumbs up and sub the channel if you haven't already? I would much appreciate that. And if you know anybody that loves this content, please go and enlighten them, elucidate them in the ways of the Chrono mechanic. So this is Aaron's YouTube link. So let me see if that went up. Did it go up? Can you guys see that? It's not showing on mine. Let me see. There might be a reason for this. Let me take this out and see if it shows up. Yeah, it's there. So very cool. So let me find Carlos for you guys. I think that's the other one I mentioned. Hey, Amanda, are we ready for lunch?
Yeah, what do you want?
No, I'll go out with you guys.
Oh, okay.
She was going to pick something up. Where? No, that's somebody else. Let me see. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Boom. He's Carlos is called the Artist Chronicles. That's a killer name. So let's get him, copy, bring it into the chat. So there you guys go. So this is Carlos' link. Okay. Boom. So that's cool. So I got that in there. So I'm going to wrap this up. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. What is Tommy? Ooh, what is this? Are we talking about Aaron? Oh, I think this is talking about me. Cool. I must say you have really good panel layout. It showed really well when you had renders on your side by side. And naturally, for the black and white pages you showed, you are absolutely amazing talent. Thank you so much, Tommy. That's very kind. And the Chrono Mechanics layouts are uniquely different. Everything about that book is not like anything I've ever done before. So you're going to see a unique style there. Oh, thank you, man. Go with the fam and bon appetit. So yes, I will bon appetite there. So very cool, you guys. We need to shill your book more. Yeah, that's the plan, my friend. So like I said, I'm going to go on Antonio Bryce's show tomorrow. I've been talking with Anna, that Star Wars girl, and Malin, and like I said, also Clownfish TV, I believe next week. I have to follow that up. So yeah, I'm going to make the rounds. You guys are going to be so sick of this face soon. So very good, you guys. Enjoy your Saturday, and I will be back soon with an inking stream, a Chrono inking stream. So thank you guys so much, and see you later.